This episode of Operations Unfiltered is brought to you by Black Girls Love Football. You guys know I'm in my football girl era, and Black Girls Love Football is an online community made for women of color who love football. The NFL season may be over for now, but merch is always available. Head on over to Instagram and follow them at Black Girls Love Football and tell them Zarina sent you. Now let's start the show. Welcome back to this week's episode of Operations Unfiltered, the podcast that takes you behind the scenes of influencer and talent management. I'm your host and your favorite marketing project manager girly, Zarina. This episode is a really special episode, and it's for all the Black girls who love football and community. This episode, we're diving into a conversation with the creator of Black Girls Love Football, which is an online community that started as a passion project and has since grown into a movement that bridges sports, culture, and sisterhood. We talked about everything from navigating mom life and building a brand to things like imposter syndrome and showing up in a male-dominated industry. This episode is truly full of gems, real talk, and a reminder that your presence in any room is valid. So, without further ado, let's get into this week's episode of Operations Unfiltered. Thank you again so much for joining me. I'm so excited.
Yes, me
This is
too.
actually a long time coming because we met on Threads, which is crazy because I don't be meeting strangers on the internet. But anyway, welcome to Operations Unfiltered. If you want to give a brief intro, who are you and what is your brand?
Hi, everyone. My name is Adriana Ebron. My brand is Black Girls Love Football, and I am a Baltimorean. I was born and raised in Baltimore, Maryland, and I am a woman, a Black woman who fell in love with football when the Ravens arrived, and I was in fourth grade. That was my first time being introduced to what football was really
Yeah.
as a kid. And so I fell in love with the Ravens, and then I eventually fell in love with football, fell in love with NFL football. I got
Yeah.
to college and I learned about the SEC and college football, and I was
Oh, and that's when it really got real.
that's when they got real. When I got to go see some of the, I was at the Chick-fil-A Bowl, and I was like, what is this? That was the most insane thing I've ever seen. Just watching people come in droves to Atlanta.
Yes, and honestly, that's what drew me to you because I could feel the energy because like I said, we met on Threads. And
Mhm.
for me, I didn't start loving football until maybe 11th grade in high school. Up until then, I was very much, this is what are y'all talking about? Very much this is a foreign language. But I think I started liking football right when it was right at the end of Ray Lewis's run. And I just remember
Oh,
feeling
his
all of the
last one.
energy. Yes, I just remember feeling all of the energy, always hearing people talk about those Ravens Steelers rivalries, and that's where I like really got into it. And then I started getting into college football. I'm still trying to get my footing with college football, but I'm
Mhm.
an NFL girly through and through. So that's why I love your page. I love the community. I love seeing Black women pump their chest about football. So thank you
Yeah,
for this space.
thank you. Yeah, I just really love football, and I became really frustrated with the conversations that were happening in the comment sections on most of the sports media platforms. And I was like, I want to create my own page where I want to create my brand where I am elevating voices of Black women who are fans, who are analysts, who are coaches, and who write or create video content about
Yeah.
football, whether
A
it's
true online community. I love
yeah,
it.
and it wasn't until I started my brand until this year when I jumped on Thread, well, 2024, when I jumped on Threads and I knew and I discovered women's tackle football. I had no idea that WFA exists or
I
WNF.
didn't either till today.
Yeah, I didn't know. And so I'm grateful that I learned about that because those women can freaking play.
Yeah.
And it's just been like such a fun journey watching women play and
Yeah.
watching people come out and support them. So I'll actually be going to their game.
Oh, they have one in Maryland?
Yeah, well, it's in DC. So yeah,
Okay, so close. DMV
it's
area.
close. Yeah,
Yeah.
I support, I'll support DC when it comes to like, if Baltimore doesn't have a team, I'll always go support DC.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that's a good trade-off. That's a good trade-off because I know you die hard.
Die
So
hard.
I know your online persona. I know a lot about you through what you post on Threads, and I love how vulnerable you are. I love how open you are. I loved meeting you in person, and you are exactly the same. You are even more friendly in person.
I
And
mean,
I
I'm
know
great
you're
in person.
balancing so much. I know you told me you're balancing a PhD program, you're a full-time mom, you have a full-time job, and you're growing this platform. So I just want to know, how do you do it all? How do you stay organized? How do you not throw your computer at the wall every day? Give me the tea. What systems do you use? Tell me.
I use a calendar for all things I'm involved in. So I have a calendar for Black Girls Love Football. I have a calendar for work. I have a calendar for school. And then I have my personal calendar that I use for like my son and like getting things done. But then I also write, I have a planner that I write in.
Pen and
Um,
paper, can't go
and
wrong.
yeah, I use pen and paper to write down like the most important three things I need to get done in the day. I
Mhm.
also recommend writing down things that you accomplish in a day. Let's say you accomplished something that wasn't on your to-do list. I write down what I accomplished in the day so that I don't feel like I didn't get anything done. Um,
Yeah, I need
and
to do that.
what I learned from a vlogger, a Instagram, she's an influencer. Her name is Oh Hey K. What I learned from her is that there is like no such thing as balance. It's all about what you are prioritizing. And so
Mm,
this week, I'm actually stepping back from social media and really prioritizing my son.
mhm,
Of course, I prioritize my son every day, but my son is on the autism spectrum. And I had a really difficult conversation on Friday for his parent teacher conference. And it put me in a mode this weekend where I was like, nah, I'm not being on social media. I'm not scrolling. I
yeah,
need to really focus on getting a lawyer, getting
mhm,
stuff done for his IEP. There are things that needs to happen. And so the advice I always give to people is having systems in place for yourself.
mhm.
It always feels good to check off your to-do list. It always feels good to write down what you accomplished. But most importantly, deciding like understanding that some weeks your priorities look different. So
Yeah.
it's autism mom advocate for me.
I
Another
appreciate you for sharing that and for being vulnerable and transparent, because I know a lot of moms are struggling with that. A lot of moms feel like they're not giving enough. A lot of moms feel like they can't. I even felt that I can't devote time to this passion project of mine because I want to be there. So shout out to you for identifying and adjusting.
yeah, I had to learn it from trial and error and messing up, but also learn it from other women, other moms that I'm watching. Because a lot of times we do look at each other, dang, why how they doing that? And it's okay to ask. I'm like, how are you? Wait a minute, how are you doing that? Can you tell me? Because I want to be where you are. And so I've been like I always I will slide in a DM of somebody very
Girl,
I
you know I will.
yeah, like I'm real quick to slide in a DM like, hey, can you explain how you did that? And some people might not tell you, some people will.
Yeah, I appreciate that advice. And the power of sliding in a DM will get you places that you will never even imagine. And as far as you growing the Black Girls Love Football experience, the social media pages, what you see for the future, what has been the most rewarding experience so far?
I think the most rewarding experience so far has definitely been going to the Super Bowl, but actually not going to the actual game. The most rewarding experience was being at Media Day and
Mm,
meeting, and I got to meet so many women and men, but in particular women who were agents, publicists, managers. I got to really watch them work the room. I
mm,
got to watch people who were women, Black women who were on the production side. They were producing podcasts. They were
love.
producing the CBS video hour. There was a Black woman I took a picture of. I didn't even know her name. I was like, can I take your picture? She was like, sure. And she was producing, I think a Fox, no, she was producing something for the NFL network. And I got to also connect with potential brand partnerships, potential brand opportunities, and just talk about my brand. And I didn't see this for me. Like I didn't see this. This was not on my bucket list. It was not on my to-do list.
Yeah.
I'm just a Black woman who loves football and I don't like being talked to crazy. And I
Yes, I hear that.
this part is like, oh God. This
Yeah.
part is oh God. Like this was not in my plans.
I
My
was gonna ask you that. Do
no,
you
like my
ever?
plans was like my plans have always been the same.
Yeah,
Spelman, married by 24, kid by
not
25.
24.
Yeah. Spelman, married by 24, PhD. open my own school, 2 kids, 3 kids maybe, nice
You
house, nice
had it
car.
mapped out for sure.
None of that turned out how I wanted it to. And it's all about, being like no one's comfortable when you have to pivot, but
Yeah.
once you pivot, you like God will teach you faith and opportunity on how to be flexible. So, but I got married at 24, went to Spelman, went to NYU, but I also in the process like was diagnosed with kidney failure and
Oh,
that
wow.
impacted everything and didn't really want to teach anymore once I started teaching. It wasn't really for me. The kids love kids, love education.
Yeah.
Hated being controlled by the administration. So I
Mm.
didn't like the red tape in the classroom. Was in a very unhappy marriage with my college sweetheart. That ended, got pregnant. Met
Surprise.
someone, I should say met someone, got pregnant. And that obviously changed my entire life and changed my entire to-do list, checklist. I was pregnant at 30 years old, became a single mom, became a NICU mom. Like, I had kidney failure. I was on dialysis. Like lots of different things were happening in my life. And,
Yeah.
through that process, I actually like always had football. Like I am a huge football lover. Never in a million years when I was going through that back then did I think, oh, I could eventually use this as a way to make money. Because I'm really one of those people, I'm honestly one of those people who doesn't think that like every hobby you should not make money from every hobby. Like one
I
hobby
agree.
should
I
just make you
agree.
happy. One hobby should make you happy. And so it was my hobby that made me happy, but I just got so annoyed with watching how people would speak to me. People would comment on my someone who I love and just look up to named Rita. Her name on Instagram is the NFL chick. And
Hmm.
she's been in sports for 20 years. And just watching her and learning from her. And I really hated how people would talk to her. Like she was on a radio show and people would call in and like get smart with her. I'm like, who are you talking to like that? Like
It's such a male dominated like industry and they all talk very aggressively. And it's
real
just like,
aggressive,
wait a
real reckless.
minute.
Like I was
Yeah.
like, something to a man today. Because he had said something like, oh, all black people aren't on a Democratic plantation. I'm like, sir, I'm not even a Democrat. What the fuck are you talking about?
Right. What are you
You don't
saying?
even know. Like people just make crazy comments online, and you can take this out, but I just but it is part of why I created my platform. People who
Yeah.
just jump on something and just call you a name, not knowing you from Adam. I
Yeah.
had somebody who follows me, who we have become friends now. She's like a big sister to me. She made a comment on something yesterday and tagged me like, "Yo, why is this person is like talking to me crazy and doesn't even know me?" And I bust out laughing like he told her she didn't know ball. She literally grew up in the NFL. Her father was an NFL player.
Yeah.
She
People,
was
it's a
actually,
lot.
and she actually planned an NFL draft before. She actually planned 3 Super Bowls before. So she was like, me and her both laughed. Clearly, he don't know you. Like people will just jump, men in particular, will
Mm.
just jump on a comment from a woman. Like, where is your wife? Like, why are you not go sit?
Where is your mom? That's the
Where's
perfect
your
thing.
mama? Oh, your kids.
Yeah, and that's why I appreciate this safe space that you've created, but I do feel like that is something that will continue to happen, unfortunately, in this
Yeah, like we're
male-dominated
not trying to
space.
stop. Listen, we're not trying to stop it. We're just going to keep putting those blocks
Keep
up, and
elevating up.
yeah,
Yes.
to the point where
Ex
like you can't even get in this space. Like you can't even sit with us. Like no.
exactly, exactly, and there's a lot to unpack there because what I love that you spoke about at the end of it is that how football really brought you out of such a a bad space, and I love that has that, and I love that the community that you have created is creating that for other people. Where do you envision Black Girls Love Football in the future? Do you envision more in-person events? Of course, a more robust online community, but where do you see it in the future?
So right now, I see Black Girls Love Football having more in-person events. We are currently in the works of that right now. I actually have an entire board that is voluntarily supporting my vision. I want to do more international events. So as the NFL is going to Germany this year, going to the UK,
Shameless plug to the Ravens because they always do a game abroad. So yeah,
Right.
shout out to the Ravens.
Yes. I want to do more international in-person events, bringing women together who love football, who love American football and live internationally. And I definitely want to work with the Olympics on doing something for women who love football as well.
Yeah. From
Not
your mouth to God's ears. I'm glad you saying it because Nipsey Hussle says you have to write it down and follow through. So this is like the verbal journal entry, and I'm fully supporting it. And speaking of the Olympics, which I definitely see you there because they had Jalen Hurts in the last promo. So that was the perfect segue. What is your other dream collaboration or partnership, or who would you love to work with?
I really I would love to work with more of the women who are like the face of the NFL and sports media. So I would love to collab with Taylor Rooks,
Love her.
yes, Latanya Story, Maria Taylor. I have a lot of a long list, but I would say I was like Pam Oliver, Elle Duncan, women who really know football.
Girl, my list, Agent Nicole Lynn.
Yes, I would love to do a conference where I feature Agent Nicole Lynn. I will also love to work with more NFL teams one-on-one when they are hosting their, because a lot of teams have like women's only events. I would love to support
Yeah.
I would love to support and even expand those events. So collabing with them as well.
Creating
But
a safe space because I would love to see or feel included in those events. That would be amazing, especially the Ravens, the Commanders. I don't. I'm. It took all I had to say Commanders. I'm so used to saying Redskins. The
I know,
Commanders. That would be amazing.
yeah.
So
Um, I will also say I would like to partner with more brands who also caters to women. So Honey Pot Co., Black Girl Vitamins, skincare lines, Fenty Beauty, like
yeah,
different brands that also are in community with Black women. So really
mhm.
just pouring into my community, but also recycling the money, recycling the support and love.
Keeping it in their family. I love it because we all we got. That's what they say, right? I
Mhm.
love that. So I love that you're forward thinking and you have these visions. And I truly believe that there is space for you. And I hope that you are actively implementing this from your, like I said, from your lips to God's ears. But I know me in my journey, I have these visions. Do you ever feel like an imposter, like you get imposter syndrome? And if so, what do you tell yourself? What mantras do you have? Help me, because I'm right there with you. I just have so many dreams and goals, and I think I'm my own worst critic.
Yeah. The funny thing with Black Girls Love Football is that I don't have imposter syndrome with it. I'm not sure why. I'm not
Maybe
sure
because
why.
you're in the space that you're supposed to be
I don't know. It's kind of scary.
in.
Um,
Do you feel like you're so secure in it? That's just
I think I'm confident in it because I know what the fuck I'm doing. I know,
period.
like, I know football. I mean, obviously, I don't know everything. Cover
Yeah.
one, I know that, but you know what I'm saying? I know some basic plays. I think because I know how to build community, even at work, I build community from my 9 to 5. I've done that. And so I think that's why I don't have any imposter syndrome.
Mhm.
And I will say the biggest thing is I've been through so much in life in the past 5 years that I'm
Yeah.
not really afraid of anything.
I know that's right.
I'm afraid of death, but that's pretty much it. It's not
Yeah.
like I pretty much nothing else bothers me anymore.
I feel like so many entrepreneurs have adopted that spirit of I'm scared, I'm gonna just do it scared to the point where they just don't even feel that. So I aspire to get to that level of unbothered. So thank you for inspiring me to get to that point. Of
I mean, I am frustrated with myself with I feel like I'm not working hard enough. Like I want to make more money
course.
like the merchandise side. I'm not making any money from Instagram. I'm not making any money from threads. I'm not monetized at all. So that's sometimes it's frustrating because I'm not seeing anything. I'm not seeing anything materialize from my work.
Yeah.
these days. But I am rich in community. I am rich in women who support me. When I broke my hip a couple weeks ago, people were sending me donations and food and gift cards, so it's
Yeah. Can you speak a little bit more to that? Because I think a lot of people feel like when you set up this community on Instagram or threads that you get instant fame, instant money, instant opportunity, but sometimes that's not the case. So as someone who's actively living that experience, can you
Mhm.
talk a little bit more about that and the frustration or the like to your point, the good things that come from that experience?
So people do think once you hit a certain threshold on Instagram followers or Thread followers that you automatically get monetized. You don't. Or if you get a viral post, you automatically get monetized. You do not.
Yeah.
I would say for myself, like I thought that. I was like, oh, I'm going to get monetized, but no, you don't make any money. You do. I have been working. I work with the NFL. I work with Threads. I work with Meta, and I'm still not making any money from it, which I had to just kind of be okay with because I feel like I'm still if the paid opportunity comes up,
Yeah.
I know my name will be called.
Hello.
So
Yeah,
I
it's sort of like the rich dad, poor dad effect. And I feel
think
like sometimes you gotta just figure out what you gonna be okay with and what you aren't. And I that's why I tell some of my creators who have full-time jobs, work your full-time job for as long as humanly possible until you're able to say, I have too many brand deals that I it's not beneficial for me to work anymore. But in this climate, I would say keep your job for as long as possible. So again, I appreciate you for being vulnerable. And to that point, do you consider yourself a content creator or an influencer? And the reason I ask that is because on threads everybody debates about, are you an influencer? Or are you just creating content? Which one do you consider yourself? Because I feel like you do both.
I feel like I'm a I feel like I do both.
Really? Yeah. I'm glad
I
you're
feel like
saying that.
if
I
I,
think
I
more
feel like
people that.
I feel like I do both because if I post something right now, somebody like, oh, I might try that. Or like I create content, I create video content, I create Word document, Word content. So
Yeah.
I would say both. I would say both.
I think that too. And you know what's crazy? The talent manager, booking agent in my head honestly would pitch you as an influencer, your brand as an influencer, because I feel like you create community and being able to create that community, you do have an influence over
That's
people.
true.
So I
That's
do feel like, but again, this world of terminology, you fit both categories. So I just like asking my guests that because it's such, you see it on threads. Everybody's always arguing about, no, I'm a content creator.
I must miss those conversations. I miss a
I
lot of
see it all the time. The algorithm changes your thing. I said it one time. I said content creator versus influencer, and now that's all I see on my timeline now. So, I had to- but anyway, for anyone who wants to support or get involved with Black Girls Love Football, what's the best way to do that? Whether it's come to an event, support, how can they support you?
You can check out our link tree on our Instagram and Threads where you can sign up to be a email subscriber. You can definitely, and then you could come to some in-person events, but most importantly, make sure you're following us on Instagram and Threads, and then we are soon launching our first YouTube video.
Yay! I can't wait. I'm super excited. I hope it's gonna have some of that behind the scenes footage from when you were at the Super Bowl because I want to know who you met. I want to see some of the players. And you mentioned you saw some black women. Did you get any tips or tricks from them when you were in the media room?
No, I didn't. Like
No.
we were moving really fast.
I know. What did you observe? What was one thing that you like really like you saw them and you took it away? I was like, I'm gonna do this forever.
You had to be aggressive. You had to
Really?
be
Oh, that's
aggressive.
that's such a word that people it's not a good word, but you have to be I don't
You
tell
have
me
to be
that.
aggressive for your players that because you're protecting them.
Yeah.
Um, and you have to be, yeah, you gotta be aggressive for your players, and you gotta be, I would say, like firm and friendly, like smile while you're also like being firm.
Assertive, aggressive, whatever the A word, be it. Okay, so I have some fun rapid fire questions. Given that you're a black girl who loves football, we going to have some fun with it. So,
Okay.
of course, we just had the NFL draft, right? And it always brings some surprises. I feel like I know what you're going to say, but what was the biggest surprise from this year's NFL draft?
I didn't see Jacksonville switching with the Giants. I didn't see Jackson trading
Hmm.
up to the Giants.
Really?
I mean, not the. The Browns, I meant. I didn't see that.
Hmm. Okay. That's what everybody's saying. Of course, I'm saying Shador. I didn't think he was gonna go fifth round. I thought that was a little insane. So that was my biggest shocker. Just
I
saying.
saw the I I saw the slide coming the day before.
Really?
I saw the slide coming.
What gave it away?
Just
What was
kept
it an
saying it.
analyst?
Analysts, they just kept saying it. It kept saying it.
Hmm. Okay, maybe I missed it, but I
And
was just like so shocked.
I would say the slide really came with 2 days before the draft. Somebody said he's a horrible interviewer.
Okay.
I said he's not going.
I am excited to see what he bring if we get to see him. That's a pretty hefty room, don't you think? Like what
Yeah, I definitely think it's a hefty room. I don't. I'm thinking that I think they might just let Deshaun take his money and go.
Yeah.
Joe Flacco's definitely staying. I don't see Kenny Pickett staying. I almost like low key don't even know if Shador is going to stay.
I don't either.
I think Shador will have to really prove himself more than anybody.
What do you think he should do to prove himself based on what you're hearing from analysts, based on what they said at the draft, all the commentating? What do you think he should do?
Separate himself from his dad.
Ooh,
I
strong.
know. He is. I don't think he should do that, but I think that's what the media, that's what the Browns fans, that's what people want to see. They want to see how can you survive when your dad is not around.
Time will tell. Time will tell.
Not the
Who-
oldest child. Like I'm the oldest child, so I know how to survive without my mom. But Shador is going to have to show people that that his dad has given him those skills to survive without him. His dad has always been his coach.
Yeah.
His dad has always been in his back corner. And so, can you move into a little humble condo
Ooh.
that daddy didn't buy you? Can you pull up in just a basic like a G wagon? Can you pull up in a G wagon and like a roof? Like, do you got to pull up in a
Not
boy?
the Rolls Royce. I just
You know what
honestly
I mean? Like,
I do. I
can
get
you go to
it.
the road? Can you go get your own groceries? Like a lot of the rookies do here. I just saw somebody at Wegmans. Like, can you do that? Like, like I live not too far from the Ravens facility. I was like,
Yeah.
can you just pull up and just be basic and regular? No, he probably can't. I mean, no, he can't do. He wasn't raised like that. He wasn't raised without a maid. He wasn't raised without, you know what I mean? Like he wasn't raised
Yeah.
without the
I feel
luxury
like the
of life.
coaches feel like he might be hard to coach because they aren't his dad. So to your point, I think he really is going to have to prove himself. So we shall see. But what are you most excited about for this upcoming NFL season? I know the schedule comes out on May 14th. So what are you most excited for, whether it be on the field, off the field, any potential shifts that you're looking forward to or might be looking forward to?
I'm really excited just to get the damn season started.
I know.
I'm looking forward to seeing if it will be like an NFC championship again with the Eagles and the Commanders. I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to every time the Commanders and the Eagles play from now on. Like I'm definitely going.
Girl, I found myself going EAGL. I'm like, they are electric. Like, oh my gosh, it's crazy. And I'm also excited to see what Debo is gonna do at the Commanders. My
Yeah,
husband is a Niners fan, so he's been filling the fields these past few seasons. So I'm really excited to see what Debo does this year. So
I
yeah,
got to meet him at media day too, and
is he so tall?
he's tall. He's a silly person. I feel like he's like a silly guy. He's fun. And I was watching his manager be super aggressive. She did a really good job with no, yes, he needs to go.
I
We
love
got
how so many of these players have women leadership. I think that
yeah,
says a lot about them, especially when they go the longevity that they have in their career. No shade to the men, but I feel like the women really do their due diligence.
yeah. And one of his so I think that was his agent. His manager is a black man that went to Clark Atlanta, and
Oh,
I used that to my advantage to get the interview with him. I didn't interview him. I let Simone interviewed him. And I was like, yo, you look familiar. Cause like another thing I have learned in this football world is that I'm not going to ever like water myself down or shy away from having a Baltimore accent or like
yeah.
code switch. Like when I meet Roger Goodell, I was talking to him just how I'm talking to you. You know what I mean? I'm not about to be like, oh yeah, let me, I mean,
Put on your telemarketer voice.
yeah, I'm not. Oh yeah, I'm probably not going to curse or anything like that. I'm not going to get too comfortable because he's a professional and I'm a professional. But I've definitely learned like I'm not cold switching. I might flex,
Yes.
cold flex. But yeah, so his manager went to Clark Atlanta. I said, Yo, I know you from somewhere. Hold on.
Right, you look familiar.
I look familiar. I said, "You go to Morehouse?" He's like, no, I went to Clark. And I was like, thought so. 2011, right? He was like, yeah. He's like, okay, like y'all can get the interview. Like, just give me 5 minutes. I'm like, oh,
Yeah, see, not you got to use what you know. It's not what
okay.
you know, it's who you know. So I love
Yeah.
that.
And I saw a few of my spelling sisters that were from New Orleans, and that definitely was a benefit too. So,
Yes.
but yeah, I'm looking forward to just the season. I wish I could tell you like, oh yeah, I'm looking forward to what Jaden Daniels does this year. I'm looking forward to CJ Stroud having a stronger O line. I'm looking forward to Bryce Young like
Yeah.
excelling. Like I want him to come back in full force. The Saints ain't doing nothing. The
Oh
Falcons,
wow.
or I'm looking forward to the Ravens potentially going to the Super Bowl this year.
I feel like we have to. It's not a if, we have to. It's just not even like this is our year. I'm not even playing with him this year.
I'm still confused about why Lamar didn't get MVP, but it's cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
Uh, what else? The NFC, like West, they always like I don't pay them no mind. I wish I did. I wish I was like more into them. I have like I have a great respect for every single professional athlete, every single man on and that's playing football. But I'm an AFC girl, so I pay more attention to AFC stuff. You know,
Rightfully so. Rightfully so. I'm gonna have to find your counter.
I'm looking forward to maybe it would be nice if the Chiefs don't even make the
Girl,
playoff.
I'm glad you said something about the Chiefs. I
They'll
didn't
make
want to
the playoff.
say it.
They'll make the playoff.
So, what is your dream stadium to watch a game that you haven't been to yet? I'm gonna say mine is Cowboy Stadium. I'm from Houston. I've always wanted to go to the Dallas Cowboy Stadium. It's amazing. I grew up in Houston, so I'm not really like, I've seen it. But Dallas definitely want to see their stadium.
Right now, so far,
Yes.
so
Yes,
far,
true. Happy
so far.
opening Cowboy Carter Day for all those who are going. I'm still
Whoop, whoop,
salty. I
whoop,
didn't
whoop.
get my tickets.
Yeah.
Okay, and if Black Girls Love Football had a signature tailgate snack, what would it be and why?
If we had a signature tailgate snack, I'm gonna go with a real good buffalo cheese dip,
Okay,
buffalo
cute.
like chicken cheese dip, and guac, and
Okay.
like good toasted, fresh made chips. And I'm gonna say that because every time me and my business partner get on the phone, on FaceTime, she's always eating chips and guac. And
I should
me,
have had a
I like buffalo chicken dip. I love. Oh,
That's a good idea. You know how Rita's the ice cream place here on the in the DMV, they have like the little flights of the ice. Remember they had that? They should have the flights with
Girl,
your
I don't know they had that. That's
Yes,
crazy.
they had that. You missed that? I'm
I'm
such a
not
big bag.
No, it's not that. So I'm actually like, when my parents divorced, my dad moved to Delaware, and I lived in Delaware for 5 summers. Five, maybe,
So
yeah,
you
five
might have
summers.
missed it. But it was
So
this was
no, what I'm
amazing.
saying is, I don't like Rita's. I like real Italian ice from Philly and from Delaware.
Oh,
Like
excuse
I like real
me.
water ice.
No,
Like
that's right.
not no Rita's. Like Rita's, I don't like it.
Ah, so funny, but they had the little like ice flights where they had little four different flavors. So I'm like, y'all should do that for Black Girls Love Football. A little spinach dip, a little buffalo chicken dip, a little guac.
Well, that
That's
would be
cute.
cute.
That would be cute.
That's your job. See,
I got you. Marketing. I'm
you're
on
now
it.
promoted. You're promoted.
Yay. Now tell me about your go-to game day outfit. Are you cute and casual or are you full on jerseys, the little hats, the mask? What is your go-to?
I'm definitely like queen, like lashes, sunglasses,
Oh,
sunscreen,
cutesy.
cute shirt, cute pants, a cute small bag, like definitely a jersey, something like purple and black. So whether it's a jersey or like a cute top, yeah, I'm definitely one of those girls.
Very cutesy. I like
Very
that. I like
very cutesy, very much like my hair has to be done for me to go to the game. Like I'm not
Oh, I know that's
very much a
right.
little bit of makeup.
Who's your favorite player on the Ravens though? If you had to pick, everybody's gonna say Lamar, but who's your favorite Ravens player?
Unfortunately, my favorite player probably will be out of a job. So I want to say him.
No,
So
please.
next in line would be Kyle Hamilton.
Okay, that's my favorite as well. I love
And
Kyle Hamilton.
it's between Kyle and Roquan.
Okay, okay. How do you feel about I still haven't recovered from Patrick Queen, even though he's been a Steeler for the past almost 2 years, but I loved him so bad. I don't know why. Who else do I love really bad? I always love LJ, the young legend out of Pompano. He has a special place in my heart. I love him so bad. I want him to get this ring. Like, I love him.
Okay, I'm always gonna love. I love Lamar. I love Lamar the player. I don't care for him personally, but I love him.
Oh, Operations Unfiltered exclusive. Okay,
Yeah, I
girl.
mean, I don't know him personally, but I have witnessed him. When you have like a criticism of him, and like he will block you. Like he has a couple people that I know that are in media block, and it's just like you gotta grow up. You really
Yeah,
gotta grow up because
because
people are
you're
gonna
not gonna
always
like
have
everybody.
criticism. I mean, you can have people blocked, that's fine, but you gotta understand like you're going to get feedback and criticism from people.
Yes.
It's about how you use that and attack the game. So, have I had a personal interaction with him yet? No, I haven't. But I would like to. I want to meet Lamar Jackson. I want to like have a conversation with him. If I see him, I'm always gonna give him his congratulations, his props. I love him. Like he has literally electrified Baltimore
Yes.
for way too
Revitalized
long.
it.
I love him. Like I have his jersey, his shirt. I'm a big Lamar Jackson fan. Huge.
Do you think that Stephen A's comments or criticisms are warranted to him, or do you think that Stephen A
I
took it
don't
too
even know
far?
what Stephen A. Smith said because when you talk bad about now, when people outside of Baltimore talk about Lamar, it go like this for me. It goes like whatever. Like we
Like I
don't.
could talk about him, but you're not gonna talk
Yeah,
about
like,
him.
we do not care. We do not care. I
That's
hate
the
that whole conversation about like that he can't get past the playoffs. Your mother can't get past the playoffs. Like I get, I be getting mad.
I was gonna say the commentary that really irritates me is the comparisons between him and Josh Allen. It really makes me want to throw up, but that's the day and age that we live in. I cannot stand that
They're
conversation.
not even nowhere near the same quarterback.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So I could go on and on and on, but I
Yeah,
digress.
yeah. My favorite players are Roquan and him and Kyle.
Well, those are Kyle is my guy.
Hard. I like all the guys.
I know, and Isaiah Likely, that's my guy. I love him. He's a
Bateman.
dog.
I love Rashad Bateman.
I know he's really good too. He had a great end of the season last season, which I was very happy about. So
Hmm.
I'm just
Hmm.
really excited about this upcoming season.
Me
Um,
too.
but what is next for you and for Black Girls Love Football, and how can we keep up on all the things?
You can keep up with all the things by signing up for our email list. Become an email subscriber. That's the most important thing right now. That's where we will be dropping all of our announcements.
Love
Um,
it.
Upcoming for us is we will be doing our first in-person meetup. I cannot say where. You have to
Uh,
subscribe to the emails to find out.
Yay! Okay, so subscribe, and then of course on Instagram at Black Girls Love Football. That's the
Yeah.
Instagram. Okay,
Yep.
perfect.
So we are on all social media platforms at Black Girls Love Football.
Okay, and then the merch. You mentioned merch. How can they buy
So
the merch?
our merch website is you'll find it in the link tree as well, but we have some hoodies and sweatshirts, and I'm gonna drop an exclusive sweatshirt, this crop top sweatshirt very soon. And so it's girls that love football at I gotta buy the domain. Girls that love football at my shop slash myshopify.com, but you can just grab it from Instagram or Facebook. It'll come right up.
I love it. Well, I will be in touch because I can't wait to I couldn't come to the last event. And of course, I'll be following along on threads because as we know, the NFL is just as messy as your favorite soap opera. So thank you so much for
Mhm.
creating this space and thank you for joining me on this episode.
Thank you for having me.